a minute of silence for truth. Thank you for joining me. On this cloudy day in the year of our rulers, the 28th of April, 2024. Forgot what day it was there for a second. And I find myself doing another sun gazing session. But of course, as you can see, there isn't much sun out today. Naturally, the past couple of days we had some very, very fine weather, clear skies, plus 15, that kind of thing. And yesterday, boy oh boy, were they out spraying. In fact, I saw two going parallel, side by side, across the sky. I wanted to videotape it. I wanted to pull out my trusty device here, capture that visual, and then I stopped myself. I said, that's okay. We're not here to prove anything to anybody. If you've seen them, you know what they are. If you don't know what they are, well, as Fitzy would say, children are funny. Naturally, circa 2020, during the pandemic, scamdemic, from the get, I saw through the whole thing and expressed to my child how fake AF the whole thing was. Recently, he discovered what AF stands for. But I digress. So naturally, I was very vocal, being the one and only in my circle of immediate friends and family that saw through the whole facade. And I explained to him, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, fast forward, maybe a year later, we're looking up at the sky, and Fitzy asked me, Daddy, what is that? Daddy, what is that? I said, that is high altitude aerosol injection projects conducted worldwide by multinationals, black ops, people you don't know, they, conducted by them for the purposes of weather control and manipulation. Naturally, check out Frankenskies. They've been doing it for at least 100 years. He looks at me and he says, maybe, Daddy, maybe they're spraying COVID. And he whispers it to me. It was so funny. There's nobody around, but he got the joke. He looked at me, he goes, maybe they're spraying COVID. I just had to laugh. It was very, 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 very amusing thing for a 7-year-old to say. 6-year-old, perhaps? I forget. But anyways, lots going on in the real world over on established 1983 side. Getting close, so close in fact, to the completion of a very, 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 very long project. The question is, how long does it take to renovate a 1-bedroom apartment? answer? Well, it depends. What are you doing to it? And in the words of Gary Oldman, well, actually, not actually the words of Gary Oldman, but, you know, in the spirit of Gary Oldman, everything. What do you mean everything? Everything! Gold star for whoever can tell me what that's a reference to. No women, no kids. So yeah, everything. The last apartment in this multiplex, as they are called, that yours truly has the honor, the pleasure, the absolute joy of caretaking. I gotta get a coffee going for this. Can you hold that thought? Multiplex, everything, last unit in the multiplex. Anywho, before I make my coffee, I'll just say this. We'll take a 1 minute, maybe less, 30 seconds or less, as Matt McKinley would say. This unit, the final unit, the last unit in this multiplex, has never been renovated, meaning it had the same kitchen and bathroom from 1945 when the building was constructed. And of course, the individual that was living in this unit, the one and only official tenant of the multiplex, left by his own means a year ago. In fact, a year and 4 months ago. So 16 months ago. It was about 16 months ago that buddy Upton left. Just walked out and said, I don't want no references. I don't want no contact. I don't want nothing to do with none of yous. Anyways, he had his own issues. So yeah, we gutted the place, technically. Kitchen, gutted. Bathroom, gutted. In fact, bathroom extended, because it was one of those really narrow ones where you had the bath on one side and then maybe a 3-foot space between the wall and the bath where you plump a sink in. So actually, to get past the sink, you have to kind of do some contortioning of the body. So yeah, everything. So just the demolition alone took, the better part of 2-3 months. And then we started the build, and of course, as it was not and is not, continues to not be the only project on the go for yours truly, it took this long. But I digress. Here we are, the 28th of, is it the 28th? 28th of April. And I can confidently say that in 7 days and counting, 7 days, 5 days and counting, the future tenant of said dwelling will be arriving, and I will be liberated from my duties as the caretaker and creator of said space. Throughout the whole thing, of course, I've talked about all the problems along the way, dealing with contractors that do SHIT work, to which I have to then spend HOURS fixing up before I can then finish up. So yeah, it's been a great learning experience. And on that note, I'll leave you with this view. Maybe zoom in a little bit to get a better look at this wonderful tree. Just bring it down 27. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Let me make a coffee and keep on going. Let me ask you this. Have you ever removed a 1-ton cast iron bathtub from a bathroom before? Huh? You ever done that? Well, for those of you who have, they know how extremely difficult of a task that is to accomplish. And what got me thinking, another great thing of completely renovating a space is you get to see how it was created and shake your head at all the shortcuts that people took and SHIT work that they produce. But anyways, not everybody's a perfectionist like you established. Why? Just put it in. It takes 2 seconds. Just do it. It takes 2 seconds. Yeah. What I was thinking about is how the hell did they get that thing in there in the first place? And the conclusion that I came to, any structural engineers out there that can confirm this, is that they had to bring it in the beginning before any of the walls were made. Okay, I mean, you couldn't even fit this thing through a regular standard door, right? So they had to, it was probably the original thing that they installed in, like I said, 1945 when they built the building. And yeah, that's the only, and it took 4 guys to bring it up, right? So we had to saw the damn thing. Once we took it out of its cavity, we had to saw the thing in half. And me and my man lugged 500 pounds down 3 flights of stairs to the side of the road, where it was swiftly recuperated by metal scavengers that scour the landscape looking for discarded metal. It's a thing. You know, everything's a thing. And for those industrial folks out there that have found a thing that perhaps they enjoy doing but is able to bring them some form of revenue, even the guys who walk around picking up the cans, okay? Even those guys, you gotta give it to them. You say, okay, at least there's that. Sorry guys, this is not a 1.25 exercise, okay? The sun really does move around, and I noticed over the last few months since I've been doing these kind of observations in the morning, sun gazing sessions, that it would start at one point. The sun was coming out right where that tree is in the center, coming out right around there, but now it's much further to the left where it comes out. So maybe we are spinning. Such a big one. People get really worked up about it, you know? People get really worked up about it. Maybe we are spinning. Oh, I hope that doesn't come out in the video. So, who got to see the eclipse? Did you get to see the eclipse? I sure did. Was cruising around in the country when I said to my friend, pull over here. We're gonna have to watch this. So we pulled over, and then maybe 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before it actually hit the full Ringu. For those of you who are old enough to remember the Japanese horror flick Ringu, later redone in the American version, The Ring. Anyways, it looked exactly like that. It was surreal. And of course, I was looking at it without any optical protection. And I says to my friend, just look at it. She's like, I don't want to look at it. I just freaking look at it. She's like, she finally looks at it and goes, wow. Like, wow, for real. Wow, for real. But the funny thing is that if you panned 180 behind you, you just did a 180, you looked all around you, it was as if there was a sunrise all around you. And yet you turned back around towards and looked at the eclipse, it's all black. Very, very strange. So, makes you think, okay, you know, when you shine a light bulb over a thing, over a table, and you put your hand in front of the light bulb, obviously you have the shadow underneath, but then on the side you get the light, right? So it's kind of the same thing, which further proves that the eclipse proves the sun is not 93 million miles away, and the moon is not what they say it is. En plus, it's a new moon. So you're telling me that when there's no moon, that's what a new moon is. You cannot see the moon. When there's no moon, it doesn't shine, and yet it blocks the sun. Oh, it just happens to be the exact same size. Yeah, how else would you get that Ringu effect? You wouldn't, right? And of course, you do a 180 around and you see, okay, now, I have come to conclude, and I'll say it again, this is absolute, cannot be debunked. The true shape of the earth is an unknowable thing. That's why I tell people, it's like, oh, you believe the earth is flat? Ha 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 ha. I said, first of all, first of all, you can't spell believe without a lie. Secondly, I don't believe the earth is flat. I know we're not on a ball floating through space at some astronomical speed. And then you check out stuff by Vibes of Cosmos, and you go, okay, Vibes of Cosmos. Wow, That's, is it projection? Is it plasma? Is it the sun and the moon are dualistic energy, central points, whatever it's called, you know, when you put a magnifying glass in the sun and you move it up and down on a piece of paper until you get that focal point. So because there is a firmament, there has to be a barrier. Which is why they go so hard on the space thing. Basically, anything that they go really hard on is a hoax. H-O-A-X. Hoax. What's a hoax, Fitzy? A hoax is something that's not true. Exactly. Something that is presented as something, but in point of fact is something completely different. Often a complete fabrication and a lie. And they have to, because if once it has been answered, once the question has been answered, that's okay. The experts got it. The experts, everybody's an expert, right? The experts got it. They got a handle on it. They've been able to explain everything. Explain how it works, but yet if you unlearn everything you've learned before in order to learn it again, you will discover that the answers are in fact quite simple. Why is the sky blue, Daddy? Because the sky is water. Water's above, water's below. I feel as if the birds are singing to me, and funnily enough, over the many years that I've lived in Montreal, we got a little bit of sun coming out from over there. That's fun. I've always found myself living near a tree or a set of trees inhabited by a colony of sparrows. If you recall, I once ran a social hall, we'll call it, by the name of the Midnight Sparrow. We'll bring it back one of these days when the time is right. Seasons, as we say. Seasons of the sparrow. And I always found myself living around birds, or if I was walking, I would come across giant, they like big bushy trees where they can hang out and play and conversate. Basically, that's what it is. It's a bunch of yakking sparrows just going on and on. Did you hear what happened to so and so? Oh yeah, you won't believe what happened to so and so. Yeah. So I don't get a lot of gossip anymore, since my contact with Gossip World has quite substantially diminished. Too busy for gossip. But a little bit of gossip is good from time to time. Gives you some perspective. Makes you think about yourself. Oh, thank goodness that's not my problem, people would say. Look at that, huh? Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of life over there, a little bit of action. It's as if the light is coming in from over there or something, you know? What do you think? What are you thinking? The break in the sky. It's quite beautiful, really. Anywho, on the subject of getting upset about things. Morse code coughing once again. If you can decode the cough code. That's quite nice, eh? Look at that. I think it's going to come through quite beautifully, quite distinctly. There you go. There we go. Look at those 50 Shades of Grey. Probably end up flipping this whole video and maybe even doing some editing, but we'll see. On the subject of getting upset, why do we get upset? People piss us off, right? People's actions, people's behavior. But what good does it do to get upset over anything, really? Just do something about it. If someone's talking to you a certain way, you express to them how you wish to not be talked in that way. Someone's doing something that they should not be doing, express to them. No, look at that face. Isn't that funny? We got a little face going. That's nice. Two little eyes, some lips, no nose, Mr. No Nose. And of course, we can clearly see the clouds just drifting past counterclockwise as the sun tries to break through, which it will. Very confident it will, and in this video will most probably present itself. So no need to get upset about whatever it is. More importantly, don't be upset at yourself, maybe for something you did, for something you said. Just correct that for the future. Because the only thing we have is the future. Le futur. Le futur. C'est le futur. Hey frérot, c'est le futur. What I really like about After It Rains is the sound that the tires of the cars make on the asphalt when there's still a little bit of rain on it. Almost sounds like waves. What do they call it? White noise. So it turns out you need at least 50 subscribers to go live on the channel. I did not know this. I thought back in the day it used to be 1,000, and they got rid of it, and you know. But you need at least 50 subscribers to go live. So as I'm working on building this channel, I encourage you, one of my 30 subscribers, to perhaps take a part of this video that you enjoy, that you like, and add your own twist to it. You know, back in the day we used to call it mirror. Feel free to mirror and share and comment and all that stuff. Of course, I know my subscribers by name, a third of whom are myself. So I need subscribers, because I would like to get more into this podcasting I guess is the best term. Podcasting hustle. What's the hustle? Well, you get a bunch of people tune in to your internet radio station to listen to you talk about all kinds of stuff. And since you like to talk, maybe you find a couple of people that you want to talk to. You know, people that have influenced you, people that have guided you along the way, from all walks of life, for all reasons, on all subjects, right? And I always say, and this is absolutely true, really. Ultimately, it's for myself. I enjoy the conversations that I have with people, and people that have something to bring to the table in terms of understanding how it all goes down. The whole echo chamber thing of cults of the underground. Is that what they call it? No. Conspiracy theorists, but it's a big business, right? And what is the business? What is the business itself? Is your time. And I think, who was it? It was in fact Dave J himself calling in, talking to IPS and saying, you are purposefully taking their time. And you know, so everybody has their intention, everybody has their reason for doing what they do. Naturally, this was never something that I thought, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber and I'm gonna have my own YouTube channel, I'm gonna have subscribers and I'm gonna make millions. Yeah. Look at who supposedly is doing that, and ask yourself. Is that what you want to do? And hey, by all means, go for it. Logan Paul, go for it. But then you understand that these are all products, they're characters. Mr. Beast now has a chocolate bar. I was talking to the cashier at the Pharmaprix over here, Shoppers Drug Mart of Canada, Montreal, Quebec. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Hold that thought. Mr. Beast Feastables, okay? Mr. Beast Feastables. Hold that thought. Two toes. We didn't get no Nigeria today. This is Nigeria. Oh, look at that. Is it time for Dr. Mtoto Muzungu to come out? Yes, let's bring out Dr. Mtoto Muzungu to analyze the phenomena that is the Mr. Beast Feastables. You are familiar with Mr. Beast. Oh, by the way, hello, my name is Dr. Mtoto Muzungu, professor of anthropology and philosophy from the University of the People of Sane-Minded Individuals. Those people that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But one must never forget that you need the heart to get the true sense of it all. Understand? You understand? So I am talking to the gentleman at the cashier the other day, buying my son his new favorite chocolate bar, a one-off product by YouTube sensation Mr. Beast. I believe he has millions of subscribers. Personally, I don't believe I have ever even watched any of his content, except to say to my child, can you please turn that shit off? Why are you watching this shit? Why? Anyways, so this product of the YouTube sensation, for those people that stopped watching TV and having cable, they switched to YouTube. So everything is on YouTube now. Even the cable stuff is on YouTube now. So it's for many years now. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. So this YouTube sensation, Mr. Beast, creates his own chocolate bar, the brand Mr. Beast Feastables. Explosive. The gentleman at the cashier is telling me they had a whole section that within 2 days it was gone. It was gone, and the last of it was in this little roundabout thing right in front of the cash at the end, with a few last remaining dark chocolate ones. So the idea is you make chocolate, okay? There's four different flavors: dark chocolate, milk chocolate with some crispy crunch in it, and peanut butter and milk chocolate. The peanut butter was a favorite. This is what my child told me. Is that an aeroplane? Is that an aeroplane? A little one? Okay, a little one. Followed by the crunchy milk chocolate, followed by the milk chocolate, and of course, it was the dark chocolate one that is left. Wow. The sun is coming through very beautifully right there. Wow. Let's do that. Let us do that. So he says to me, Daddy, there's one left. He says, there's one left. I know there is one left. So I go over to the Pharma Prix and I pick up the last one. It was one more. Hidden amongst the dark chocolates was one with the what was it? It was the milk chocolate. Milk chocolate. Milk. And it's genius. So you order some chocolates from some factory in China, you put your brand on it, and everybody goes crazy. The kids go crazy because Mr. Beast is the biggest thing on, according to my research, which is 0. And that's it. They are products. So you have a product, you need to sell it. You are a product, you consume the time of the people You get people to give you their money, which is okay. If somebody wants to give you their money, they can give you their money. Many people choose to give their money to a multitude of multinational corporations that in exchange promote and encourage the degradation of life and society as a whole. But it's okay. People need direction. People need guidance. This is why they come here and listen to Dr. Mtoto Muzungu talk about these things. Look at this. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. You are going to tell me when you look at that, that is all by accident? Huh? There is a natural flow. A natural flow. We are going to zoom in. What? We are going to zoom in to. What are we going to zoom in to? Is it too much? Is it too much? Look at that. Oh, zoom out. Huh. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, from out of the clouds comes the sun. Dun, 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 dun. Dr. Mtoto Muzungu had to depart. So I'm back, folks. So people want to give their money. Hey, I'm at 3.3 times, 3.3x. So people want to give their money to all kinds of corporations that in return give them brainwashing, and that's okay. So they need guidance, they need direction, they need behavioral correction, as I like to call it. And I'll tell you who the first person I apply behavioral correction to all the time. That person is myself. Okay? Let's see if we can get a little better view of this, of the sun. It's so close. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, come on. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Ooh. 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 All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in from the left side. And look, naturally, what do we have? Flowing right through it. Ta-dam! Huh? Give me a break. Give me a break. And you're telling me, check this out, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. The sun is shining, okay? It's coming through on the left side. You got that big white line right there, and to the right of it, you got its shadow that it's making. So it's obvious that that is some sort of physical particulate, something physical that is then creating a shadow coming on the other side, on the clouds, quote unquote, the covering, the layer that is already there. Wow, epic, epic. Two toes. I'm surprised actually as to how high in the sky the supposed sun is at already. I mean, it's not even, what time is it? It's just after 7 in the AM. On this the day in the year of our rulers, the 28th of April 2024. If you're tuning in right now, we are looking at... What are we looking at? Well, if you are tuning in right now, you can tell us what you think it looks like. It's quite lovely. Like a very nice still shot, actually. Kind of surreal. Really. Let's enjoy this together for a moment, okay? In silence. Mtotos! Time to wake up. Wow. I can physically see, look at that, as it's going, in the making. In the making. Look at that. So obvious. Look at that. See that guy? Right there, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Just a little bit for flavor. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You can see him clearly. There he is. Just look at that. So blatant. I'm gonna have to show you if you don't believe me. You're telling me that there's a commercial airliner and we're gonna observe. Here goes. Anyways, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go back and put this on the tripod as we round off this session. Sun gazing with established 1983. Yours truly. Isn't that pretty? shower. Yeah, you gotta take a shower. I'm taking a shower in 2 days, so don't give me that. Don't give me that. Give me that. Don't give me that. In fact, I should take a shower too. So I'm gonna go first. Oh, hello, Mr. Seagull. Seagull and Company. Hello, Mr. Tractor. My mother says to me, Rick, why don't you work for the government? My mother doesn't actually sound like that, okay, but that's my impersonation of my mother. Rick, why did you stop smoking? You smoke too much. Why don't you work for the government? They got good benefits, good dental, good pension plan. You gotta start thinking about your future. No, Ma, listen, I got this. I'm gonna be a YouTube sensation, alright? I'm gonna have my own podcast, Ma. When I grow up, I'm gonna have my own podcast. $2. Time to wake up. $2. The shower's ready. My man. Yo, my man. Shower's ready, right? Come. Run team, brother. Run the track. The duck is waiting for you. Are you coming or what? Don't be like that. Come. I'll wait a throw. Bitch like mellows to the business. So what do you talk about in your podcast, Rick? Funny. I don't know. They say if you don't crack yourself up, then what good is it, right? You gotta have fun with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some fun with yourself. Good? Yeah? Good? Okay, good. And look. Shh. It's hot. So to adjust it, you know how to adjust it, right? Yes. You got a towel? Yes. I'm gonna hook you up. Alright? So, Rick, what is it you talk about in your podcasts? Well, Ma, you know, like ever since 2016. I need a little bit of sugar. Hold on. Hold that thought. Ever since 2016, when you told me you didn't believe that the earth was a ball, and it was the first time I ever heard of such a crazy idea, ever since 2016, I've been seeing some shit. You know what I'm saying, Ma? But Rick, the government. benefits, dental, pension. Think about these things. Ma, it's all good. I got this podcast, all right? And I got guests that are going to come on the podcast and talk to me. Some of these guests are like people that are known, people that are influencers, ma. Influencers. You know about influencers? Rick, I heard about influencers. You're not going to be talking to any conspiracy theorists, are you, Rick? Ma, life is a conspiracy. And the conspiracy is on us, ma. Oh, okay. Enough. Simmer down there, cowboy. Simmer down there. Smoke. You smoke too much. Smoke too much. Not enough, actually. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she says, I feel great. I've gone 2 weeks without smoking a joint, and I can finally say I had forgotten what it was like to be sober. Have you ever tried to be sober? I'm like, what? What? What is this word you speak of? S-O-B-E-R? What is this? What is this? It's the natural herb, man. It flows through you. You smoke it, you connect with the Almighty. I and I, Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Translation. Jah is God. Rasta is love. Far I is for me, for I. The one in I. I am, therefore I am. I is, therefore I be. A little let's do some mints. Oh, there we go. We're gonna end on this. This is nice. The orange comes through. We're going to frame it real nice. We'll throw back to my Concordia days in photography. We'll frame it real nice. Bam! We'll catch a really good section of it. There it is. There's our guy. Hello, guy. He's actually a little bit higher. Our guy's actually a little bit higher, but shining through that little break in between the trees. Just lovely. Just wonderful. Rank. He who shall not be named. He who shall not be named. Rank. So, let that be a public invitation to one and all. I'm so close to finishing this project, then the next project, and then maybe set up at the next project a little podcasting spot, you know? We'll do a bi-monthly live sesh, but I need the 50 subscribers. So, s'il vous plaît, se faz favor, tafadali. How many languages can you say please in? Well, how many languages can I say thank you in? Let's see. Thank you. Obrigado. Gracias. Merci. Arigato. Xexi. Cap con cap. Asante. Buy a donkey. Donkey shen. Donkey shen. Every time I go to Canadian Tire, I always pick a different language, right, at the checkout. And so yesterday we did German. So, Dankeschön. What is that, 10? I can only do 10 off the top of my head. Come on, I thought I could do 13. Wow, I guess that's it for the moment. So on that note and that tone, I thank you once again for spending this time with me here today on this the day in the year of our rulers, the 28th of April, 2024. And I hope I've expounded upon you some thoughts and ideas that you had thought or idea'd about. Tutos, any last words? Last words for the people? Why what? Why is the sky blue? Okay, so on that note and that tone, until we meet again, Hakuna Matata from everybody here at the establishment. We wish you a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you again soon.